Hello and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. Does anyone have any announcements for this, I believe, the first week of February?
Happy February week.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the 1st of February today, the day this goes out. Do I know what the Patreon homebrew this month that'll be coming out probably next week sometime is the stat blocks for Parenthia and Ufina as used in the earlier arc when they face
as
the
seen
Dwarven
in
Queen.
Wyverns and Weirdos,
Yes.
the podcast that you can subscribe to on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, and more.
That. But yeah, if you want to get those stat blocks as well as other bits of homebrew, you can go and subscribe to our Patreon at the $5 or higher level. I think is for homebrew. If you just want to get episodes early, you can subscribe at the dollar level. But every level gets you bits and pieces of special content and early access. So, unless there's anything else, I think it is. Yeah.
I guess I'll just say, for anyone who's watching the Curse of Strahd campaign, one, hope you're enjoying it. We're certainly having fun. And two, Emily, who plays Beatrice in that podcast, her birthday is 2 days ago as of the release of this episode. Happy birthday to Emily!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Emily!
And as mentioned last week, it's also Johanna's birthday on the same day.
Yeah, on the exact same day. So.
What are the odds? Where are we? We're having a time in Strahd.
That's Strahd in general. So
yeah.
Hope you're enjoying it if you're listening to it. If not, check it out. Something a little bit different, a bit more serious than it's very serious with Wyverns and Weirdos now too. But we'll see. Hope you're enjoying it.
Strahd is more serious with moments of levity. This is levity with moments of seriousness in the grand scheme of things.
That's it.
So
less Bertie innuendos.
Without any further ado, let's jump into another episode of Wyverns and Weirdos. And we're back. And we're back. So, where we last left off, the party had a bit of downtime leading up to the festival, celebrating Keetathil. Or the feast day, I guess. Day of celebration for those who worship them. And there was a lot that went on in that downtime. People read their books, people trained, and Bertie spent a lot of money. And no one decided to check whether or not it was actually a doppelganger. So
it's very out of character.
So we returned to the party with Bertie having just finishing his shopping spree, and I think Anya and Ross were about to start their sparring session.
We'd
not
finished.
sparring session, training. Okay,
We'd already covered that.
Okay.
If I have to go through the monologue again, I'm quitting. Better.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
Well,
It's-
anyway.
We're probably getting back from the run, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. I knew there was some element of the training that's right. Yeah, we were like mid-run or something. But yeah. So, Laura, Bertie.
Cool. So Bertie's been lugging along his little like fantasy shopping bags, I guess. Looking a bit pale because he did take a level of exhaustion after having spent 35 grand or something, which is not as much as some other purchases, but you know. And he kind of looks over to the orchard, which he was going to be doing training, and looks at his bags, is like, ugh. And then so he scurries back into the tavern to go upstairs to go and dump his stuff, I guess.
Okay.
The boys' room.
Yeah.
Are the boys inside? What are they doing?
Well, Caius is in there. He's either reading his book or he's like sort of chucked it out of arm's reach and he's just sitting there dejectedly.
That's fair.
But yeah, either one of what he's doing. As Bertie enters the room, he's going to start. Be like, "Oh, hello. Oh, have you been shopping? What on earth have you got?"
Oh, yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff. I got had to get some spell scrolls and stuff, and I had a couple of errands, and I splurged a bit, I guess. And he like opens up the bag to show like the mithril like scale mail. Yeah, I don't really do armor very much, but I figured I needed to, so it looked pretty cool.
That looks amazing.
Well, it's not as hefty as yours, of course, but you know, I gotta do better than. He touches the thigh guards. Gotta do better than this, considering the circumstances. So hopefully the money was worth it.
Well,
yeah.
yes, I was going to say that if you are looking at using your sword a bit more, then those points to the thigh guards might not be as effective. But now you've solved that, I guess.
Oh, yeah, well, you know the deal better, I guess. That time that we were training on the ship, you pretty much still managed to stab me pretty good with that ice knife, so even when you weren't meaning to, so I figured this would help in general to stop more stabbing from everyone in general, considering the stuff I gotta do, so yeah. I'm glad that more armor meets with your approval, Caius. You are the pro, after all.
Oh,
Genuinely.
No, I mean, if you want training, I know we've sort of been talking on and off about getting some training in, but we haven't sort of fixed a date or anything. So if you wanted to do anything, you know, tomorrow morning, once I come back from my run, I'm more than happy to give you some swordplay training.
Yeah, sure. That should work out pretty well. So tomorrow, yeah, that'd be great. You've been pretty busy with your book club type thing. What have you and Neumann and Ross been reading?
Yes, it's an experience.
Is it? I don't mean this I don't mean this in any way. Is it difficult? Is it like what you're trying to learn, or is it difficult to read in general?
Oh no, what I'm trying to learn is like I love it. I want to learn how to be a leader and a force to be reckoned with, and have, you know, people listen and be able to. Anyway, yes, but no, reading itself, I don't do that.
Yeah, you mentioned that it's hard to focus sometimes. I can get that. So I can imagine it would be difficult, but it's good you're trying, and leadership stuff is good. Now, is Neumann in this room?
He's reading. Yeah, he didn't leave the room with Caius in it. So
cool. All right. So Brady looks like he's about to start asking something, and looks over to see Neumann. He's like, well, I think learning how to get other people to listen to you is good, and if other people listen to you in the first place, that's also good. Yeah, tomorrow for training should be good. I can probably practice a bit of my own before then, so that should be good. You had a good sleep, of course, I'm guessing?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, no one woke me up this morning. So that was very exciting.
Well, yes, it's a good start, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, it'll be good. There'll be no more of that happening now anyway, so it should be fine.
Well, yes, no, I definitely hope not. And at least it won't be from, that one that we left in the street.
No, that's true. Well, I didn't see any blood smears or anything, so I probably cleaned that up pretty fast. So that's great. And yeah, true. Well, she died, so don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
Only one more to go, probably. So that'll be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes. One more, and then we're done.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. And then that'll be that problem will be removed from your life. So that'll be good. And yeah, should be good.
Bertie,
yeah.
Is there any way that Caius can, for the first time in his life, see that Bertie might be trying to hide something or dodge around the truth?
There is, and it's in the mechanics. It's called an insight check.
Caius has never in his life rolled an insight check.
As opposed by Bertie's deception.
Oh, that's good luck.
Oh, I rolled it off the table.
Okay, you might have a chance.
Natural 20, surely.
So 13 to beat.
Oh, that's bad for you.
I rolled a 3, yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17.
You've kind of started to pick up on like Bertie's patterns and mannerisms that indicate he's being a little bit evasive, or dancing around the truth, especially with like the knowledge that of what he's been hiding from you up until recently, and being able to put, in a rudimentary sense, like put 2 and 2 together from past experiences, which, yeah, like he's definitely hiding something.
Yep. Okay. Caius sort of shakes his head a little bit, like he started to get a headache for a second, and he's gonna, Bertie. And I sort of look over at Neumann, and then I look back. Is there something that you wanted to say?
No, it's fine. I don't want to bother everyone. It's nothing important. I'm just glad to know that your reading's going okay, and that, well, yeah, it'll be good. No more fights will happen at night, as long as I can help it. So that'll be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Hey, Neumann, you having fun reading over there?
Yeah, I'm almost finished, actually. It's definitely getting good at the end, I have to admit. I'm glad that they actually closed off some of the stuff that they talk about in the book. Because the first book, it just, I don't know, they didn't finish it right. And I'm glad they picked it back up and they're sort of coming to a good conclusion, you know? Because, I wasn't really happy with it. I wrote to the author, but I don't think the letter was received.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they're dead.
What are you reading again?
Oh, well, it's a story all about, like, it's got, like, it's like this relationship drama, and it's basically talking about relationships as puzzles, and you have to be, like, you have to think about it logically, you know, you have to use your intellect and stuff like that, and it's very complicated. Oh my god. Even I struggle to get my head around it, but geez, it's a real brain worker.
I love that this is like the approach that the book decided to take for Neumann.
That's great.
Yeah, let me tell you, some of the characters in this book, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. And they will not die. They will not kill them off. And it infuriates me. They kill off all the good ones.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a good allegory for life, I guess. Yeah, well, actually, just putting that intellectual romance novel you're reading there on pause for a moment. Speaking of the subject, actually, do you remember the project we were talking about with Rook and Anya? I hope you do, because I spent a lot of money on those gemstones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's right. Yeah.
Good.
Right. Yes. I may have put that one on the back burner. Because I was meant to build that, wasn't I?
Well, I mean, considering the things that happened recently, probably not good to mention it now, but apparently Anya's thinking of ducking over to Karas soon, with Ross is gonna teleport her there to go pick up Rook to come back and hang with us for a bit. So, when he wiggles his eyebrows very suggestively at Neumann.
I should probably stop reading this book and get tinkering, I guess.
It's up to you. I mean, Rook might be here for a while. Who knows how well it'll go? But, yeah.
Alrighty, so Neumann, slams the book shut like that. Alright? And then he's going to get his little goggle things and he's just going to, pull them over his eyes and let go with a satisfying slap. And then he's just going to pounce over to his little, very makeshift workshop table. And, he's going to get tinkering.
Okay, cool.
I hope I'll have this done very soon. Did they say when Anya was going to go? Possibly today, or?
Yeah, possibly today. I don't know. I think I saw them go running around somewhere doing a jog. To varying degrees of enjoyment. So, I don't know what they're doing, but it's probably sometime today. Who knows? Maybe they'll have to stay there overnight. Maybe Rook and Anya will be like, oh, there's only one bed, I don't know. I don't know if that's in your little nerd romance novel or something. But yeah, so,
Neumann just starts, banging away at his hammer. He ignored a little bit of it, especially the nerd part.
He's used to that. I think he comes over, he's like, and that would be fun, not that thing, but that would be fun for you too, Kais. I guess since you and Rook are pretty good pals and got along pretty well last time, I guess. So that'll be fun.
No, she's very good at arm wrestling.
Yeah, well, I noticed. So yeah, that's real cool. So that'll be fun for you as well. Yeah. Are you still reading the book at the moment, or did you want to get some lunch?
I mean, I can always go for lunch. I had my second breakfast not that long ago, so I've probably got a bit of room for a small first lunch. But that should be fine. I think if we can go for a nice walk for the lunch, that should clear up a bit of room.
Yeah, definitely. I guess, first lunch, you're used to... Well, I guess that checks out. He looks Kai's up and down. He's like, let's do that then. That'd be great.
Okay, and Caius is going to shut the book, take a couple of steps forward, and then just sort of close his eyes and just, hang his head. I forgot my page number again. Oh well, never mind.
Do you want a bookmark?
No, it's fine. I'll just remember for next time, I guess.
If you need a hand, I love talking. I could help read some of it or something. If that helps while you're doing your exercising or something, because then you can focus more.
Oh, that maybe. I don't know how that works. But because I've opened up the book a few times now, and it's changed every time. And I don't know whether it's almost like the book is trying to help me, but it's not. I have noticed as I turn the pages, there seems to be more and more pictures, which is helpful.
Yeah, I think... I don't know, I haven't read any of those books before. I've read a lot more boring ones, but I think they're meant to sort of like change themselves how to help you a little bit, how to read. So that's good, it's doing that, I guess.
Well, yes. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, to lunch.
Yeah, let's go get lunch. Awesome.
And we head on out.
Yes, somewhere. I don't know.
Alright,
Wherever the closest lunch place is that is still like a bit of a walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
not in the tavern.
Anya, Ross, what are you doing post-training?
Not enjoying the run, that's for certain. I will say, because we were running for like 10k around like the block or whatever, Ross is okay at running. She definitely is not a marathon type runner, but at the start she had this very like kind of bouncy, very almost like a jazz run kind of thing, and as the run has gone on, she just seems to be like very heavy footed. She's very like dark purple in the face. She's just kind of breathing very heavily, but she's trying not to show it. She's very like stern-faced as she does this run.
Which it's very funny of her to try not to show Anya, who is just can see everything at all times, just everything. Her perception, you can't get it past her. But B, also is her trainer. So like every now and then, like Ross will be struggling at a certain point and Anya will just chime in with like, don't forget to measure your breathing. 4 steps in, 4 steps out. Let it become focus. Or she'll be like, posture helps.
And Ross, like, she follows your instructions like to a T, but it's also she's also kind of doing that run you do when the shoes you were wearing were not designed for the night you were having. Like, you know, because she's got shoes that are designed to do physical stuff in, but not running shoes. So she's very, she kind of like, you know, periodically she'll just kind of slow to like the slowest jog possible and like try and shake out her feet and like roll her ankles a little bit. And then Anya will probably like get like a meter ahead and she'll be like, oh shit, and start running again.
I just want to make 2 things clear. The first thing is Anya is constantly keeping pace wherever you are.
Okay.
She's not going ahead. She's not trying to push you to go faster. She's just pushing you to do the full 10Ks. And the second thing is Anya does this whole run barefoot. Completely barefoot.
Disgusting. So I guess kind of as we're coming home, which I would like back to the tavern, which I would hope is on an is it an incline, decline? Yeah. So hopefully we're going downhill and she's very much using the momentum to her advantage.
Yep.
And maybe like halfway through she is gonna like slow down again and like tie all her hair up into a big like giant bun on the top of her head.
Just before you start to slow down, can you roll me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Both of us or just her?
Just Ross.
Yeah.
Dex saving?
Yes.
28.
Okay. So as this dust method carrying a small chest appears in front of you, you manage to halt yourself in time to not go head over heels from the impact.
She does a very like she sees them appear and kind of does like a very like an action movie, kind of like skid to a stop, where it's almost like the big race, and she goes, Hello.
The method opens up the chest to reveal a letter and a few miscellaneous materials inside.
And she like digs them out and
Anya
thank
very
you.
like not pointedly, but just very pointedly, casually, like jogs up, pats Ross on the shoulder, and is like, "Good job. Nice spot. Good being aware of everything around you. We're close enough to the house now. We'll take 20 and rest, and then we can get ready to leave. Okay?
Yeah. Thanks, little one. Do you need anything from me?
It doesn't do anything really. It just stays there with the chest open.
Anya, on her way
Oh.
past, tosses a coin into the chest and keeps going.
To your
A gold
Richard.
coin.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, because they wait for you to reply.
Yeah. Well, you've got a certain amount of time.
That's a tip for the courier, by the way. That's not
Yeah.
for Ross's friends.
I know. I don't have anything to write on, buddy. I'm sorry. Okay, well, she's gonna look at how long does this letter look? She was expecting multiple,
so there's only the one, and it's quite short.
Okay. Well, then so she puts all the other things that were in there into her hand. She's gonna read the letter.
Okay.
I don't know what order you want to do this. I'm assuming we'll hear the reply and then I can say what Ross sent.
Yeah. So the seal is one of the Concord.
Okay, good.
And so the letter says, Ross, we trust that you have taken on such a mission with the best of intentions in mind, and that you would not have undertaken this work were it not of the utmost importance. We anticipate your return in due time, where I am sure we will be able to further utilize your experience for our mutual benefits. Thank you for returning Thank you for the return of the leather loop. Regarding the second letter, we have provided some simple materials for some rudimentary combative spells that we suspect are within your arcane capabilities. It would be appreciated if you could elucidate us on the nature of the new threat, so that we could provide appropriate assistance. Regards, Drakkar.
Good.
And
Good.
yeah, so it's at that moment, like, you kind of piece together and recognize the various items within the chest as having connections to different combative spells.
Yeah, and I guess we can go into those once we're back at the tavern.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Good, that went a lot better than I anticipated. Okay. Oh gods. Okay. She kind of shoves everything into her jacket. She's going to pull out, like, she would not have taken her little backpack with her. She's going to pull out just any random bit of parchment she has in, like, one of her interior pockets and, like, dig around and find, like, a pen. And she's just going to write, like, look around and then gesture to Anya to write on her back.
Anya,
like, to use her back as a table.
Anya obliges.
Yeah. So she's going to write, we'll send details of threat. Old god. Very scary. Out to kill us all. More details to come. Ross.
4 at 9.
And then, like, folds it up and puts it in the little box.
Okay.
And then goes, thank you, buddy.
When you close the box, the dust method disappears into a kind of quick sandstorm, taking disapparating the chest with it.
Good. Okay. Was hoping for some other letters, but that's good. Okay. Let's head back to the tavern. And while we're running back, I can read out what she sent to the Concord, if we so like.
It shouldn't take too long.
Yeah. So the first letter she sent, which I will note was written pre us fighting the dragon, but was sent yesterday. So she first sent a letter to her immediate higher up that says, I apologize for the hastiness of this situation and for any alarm caused by my absence, and then yesterday is crossed out. I hope that Magria and Damaros informed you of this situation earlier. I write to inform you that I have been contracted by the adventurers that the Concord hired for the Tower mission, and they have commissioned me for their own brief mission. Due to the urgent nature of this, I was unable to discuss with the Concord before agreeing. Once more, I extend my deepest apologies. I am unaware of how long this mission will take, but I am endeavoring to be as expedient as possible so I may return to the Concord post-haste. Please find enclosed the Concord issue leather loop used when casting freedom of movement. Unfortunately, it had slipped my mind to return it after my last mission. I would not want the Concord to think me a thief. Haha. I apologize again for the inconvenience and thank you in advance for your time. Regards, Ross. And then the second letter she sent is far more kind of hastily written, and it's addressed directly to Drakkar. And it says, Drakkar, I know it is out of order for someone of my station to contact you in this way, but the situation is dire. There is a threat to Karast far greater than the wizards, and unfortunately, in my attempts to help other adventurers, I have landed myself in the thick of it all. The Concord has done a great amount for me in my lifetime, more than I could ever thank it for, but I must ask for assistance once again. I humbly request that the Concord provide me either the instructions or the equipment required to perform spells outside of my current skill set. I took training with many offensive spellcasters, but due to the nature of my work, I never took their lessons fully to heart. I now see the error of my ways. Help me now and it will do immeasurable good for the Concord and for Karas in the long run. Please, I will do whatever I need to do in order to do this. Humblest thanks, Ross.
Okay.
So, those were her letters to them. There's two more she's waiting for now.
Yeah.
So we go back to the tavern, and Ross has like this renewed energy about her, but she's also now holding her jacket kind of closed because it's now full of objects. So she's just holding it really awkwardly at the front so none of them fall out.
Yeah, because you're not used to using like material components. You can usually use your music to substitute that. So you don't have a component pouch.
No, I have a backpack.
Yeah, which you don't currently have on you.
No, I'm going to have to get a component couch. Fuck me dead. It's fine.
All right. So, the boys. Are the boys any of the boys doing anything?
Bertie and Caius went out to lunch, and Neumann is tinkering away.
Yeah. Yes. So, Neumann, remind me again what it is you are tinkering with.
So, upon trying to remember, I believe what it was, and thank you, Laura, for giving me some hints. Boy, oh boy, did I completely forget about this. Was some rings with some gemstones that Bertie bought. One for Anya and one for Rook. And they, if they wanted to,
wedding.
they could be turned into bracelets. So it's sort of like an expanding mechanism and shrinking mechanism built into it. So if they thought it, for whatever reason, it was weird, then they don't have to wear them as rings, and they could wear them as bracelets.
Okay.
If that wasn't what we came up with, podcast listeners, I'm so sorry, but that's what it's going to be now. So we're like 80% certain that's what it was. But yeah.
So, how are you intending to achieve the shrinking effect? Is it going to be practical or is it going to be arcane in nature?
I was thinking something maybe a little bit more practical.
Okay.
Just because he's been doing a lot of spring stuff recently, so that's all fresh in his memories. So I'm sure there'd be some sort of practical solution, maybe a weird material on the bottom, and then the outside of the ring is actual like a coiled metal that can slide inside of each other, like those expanding rods that people hold.
Yeah.
And the bottom will just be like an elastic or some sort of like silky material. So it's just, you can't see it. So it'll still look like a proper ring.
All right. So it is a rather complex, like it's a deceptively complex mechanism. Like it's a very simple effect, but in order to do it practically, for the extreme size difference between a ring and a bracelet, it is going to be quite a hard check. So can you make me a Tinker's Tools check, please?
Oh, please, 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 please. That's not bad. That is a 32.
Yeah, that is handily enough for it.
I rolled a 16, which just so happens to be the modifier that gets added to my Tinkers.
Yeah, the DC for this was like 25, so...
So, I make 2 of them.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah. And additional parts, probably like maybe 50 gold.
Yeah, I did a fair bit of shopping for a whole bunch of projects, so I'm happy to sort of steal some from the other projects, and then I'll just take an extra 50 gold off for that. Let's go. That is done.
All right, so those 2 rings that can convert to bracelets are finished. Are you putting any sort of enchantment on them as well, or... As an artificer, you have that choice.
Yes. Not that I can think of at the moment. Sorry, excuse me. I might just have to consult my big book of things that an artificer can do, because holy crap. Alright. He's mainly based his around making magical weapons, but not magical weapons, wondrous items and such. But I feel like just for the time being, he's going to leave it. But if he were to put something on it, he'd probably put some sort of, if he could, some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Aesthetic sort of enchantment on it. Something that would, make it clean itself, or keep it bling bling, or...
Okay. Fairly simple enchantment.
But I don't think that's something the artificer can do.
I mean, it's something you can do with a bit of, like, just tinkering, like magical tinkering. So just, it will affect the DC, the fact that you don't necessarily have a spell that directly relates to it. But roll me an Arcana check, please.
Okay. I don't have a ridiculous modifier for this, so this might not work. 14.
14. Okay. You don't quite manage to get the enchantment to work quite as you would like, but it keeps the gem itself, you've managed to enchant so that it remains clean and clear. The ring, the actual ring, is still a little prone to tarnishing, though.
That's fine.
Over time, if not taken care of properly.
Yeah, and I was, just as a player, thinking like, oh, what happens if it was going to be dropped down a drain or a sink, it would expand so it doesn't happen. But are those really a thing in the D&D universe that we're in right now? Do they have like drains small enough that just a bracelet wouldn't go down it?
So there's a way you could do it. It would be pretty hard and fairly expensive. So basically you'd be doing the equivalent of casting a contingency on it, and then have the contingency being the contingent effect being that if it is dropped and is about to fall down a drain, it gets enlarged.
One better for you, actually. I've just had an idea up in here. How about instead of that, if it falls down, no biggie, that's fine. It goes down the drain sink. But it's a returning ring/bracelet, and it will return.
That is doable. That is.
Yeah.
That is a lot
I feel
more
like that's
doable.
better than using contingency, because that is, from memory,
That is a high level spell.
yeah.
And thus would have been a really high DC.
Yes. So instead, I want it to be returning.
Yes. So that is not an infusion you technically have, but it is something you are capable of doing for a cost and a DC check. Like
There is no cost. Newman is willing to skip out on here.
Okay. So it's probably going to cost, for the 2 rings, another 200 gold.
That's fine.
In various
A-okay.
various arcane components. Can you roll me an Arcana check to see if the enchantment holds?
I have lucky. All right, let's see. The exact same, 14.
14.
It went 16, 8.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure. That seems to have the enchantment on it, but whether or not it will be a permanent effect, you're not entirely sure.
Would Newman know if he could improve on this later, or is it basically like you have to do it from scratch and then take it off and then do it from scratch? And
I mean, it's possible. Also, yeah, you do have like the luck point of the luck blade rapier.
Okay, well then I would prefer to use that now, as long as it's I did forget about that one. I just keep on thinking like, oh, it's got wish on it. I don't want to use wish just yet.
You don't have the feat, but you do have the 1 luck point per day.
That's right. Yeah,
from the blade.
I'm going to expend that and do another check for the Arcana, if that's all right.
Yeah.
If it's not too late. Perfect. Much better. That's much better. 16. It's 2 more.
16. But that's enough. That beats the threshold of 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So
like, fair enough if it doesn't clean itself, but no, this is...
So
Newman doesn't want to be on speed dial for lost rings.
Yeah. So you have a decent amount of confidence that if dropped, this ring will return to the owner.
Excellent. Perfect. And with that, Newman is going to get polishing and making sure it's all nice and shiny and ready. Hell, he might even do a bit of engraving. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay. Caius and Bertie, were you wanting to RP the lunch, or?
Like to have a little chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you found this nice little place. Few blocks down. Not too far, but not too close either. It's nothing flash, but it's a nice halfling run day tavern.
Awesome. And throughout the duration of like jogging over there or something, Bertie has again used disguise person on himself. But the moment I get into the cafe, he kind of like looks around and just like drops it again. I don't know. He just came up with just like some random design in it, like I don't know, a pink dragonborn. There we go. And then just like dropped it the second we get. I had a little look around the cafe and then was like, cool, yeah, good, excellent.
Okay.
Then we're patted around, trying to organize a lunch.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. I presume we are chilling, eating?
Yeah. So you're able to order easily enough and didn't take too long for the food to get to you. Probably cost about $1 gold all up.
Excellent. Betty's got soup done. And he's paid for the lunch, as usual. So he offered very insistently, like, oh yeah, I'll do that. What do you want? But yeah.
Guys orders just like essentially like a big breakfast, but lunch.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
A light lunch.
Just a light lunch, yeah. Excellent. And yeah, I guess basically like pattering on about stuff. Like, so how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing okay. I haven't really done very much. I've went out for a little bit in the morning and then came back, and I've just sort of been reading.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really all I've been doing. Nothing too much exciting happening.
Probably good to have a rest.
Yes. No, I did want to have a chat with Anya at one point, because I feel I probably should.
Oh yeah, you should. I'm sure
no,
that would be good.
I don't want to,
Yeah.
but I feel I should.
I know the feeling.
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta have conversations with people, even if you don't want to.
Yes. But I feel we might be off on a better foot now, because, well, I mean, she didn't punch me, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, that's it. I saw you patched it up with Ross pretty fast, so that's good. You were all doing the pillow fort stuff, so I assume that went well?
Well, it wasn't as structurally sound as what we would have liked, but there were a few difficulties which, we'll fix in the next edition. But overall, it was adequate, I guess.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and it's a lot of stuff you can do with that, and yeah, I guess there are only a couple of beds that you could do that with, so understandable.
Yes. Sorry about that, by the way. You wanted
that's
to have a
fine.
sleep, and then we sort of took that from you.
That's all right. I mean, you guys sleep at night, so it's fine. I found somewhere else to sleep, so it was fine. It was all good.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't worry about it.
Bertie,
Yeah?
why do you hide what you look like around here?
Oh, well, as I mentioned, I used to grow up around here. I didn't really like it that much, and it was a while since I was here, but some people live for a long time, so I feel more comfortable that way. Yeah. I prefer to be viewed as I am now rather than what I was like back then. 'Cause, yeah. Not very exciting. Being at a tavern or working the bar most of the time, not very exciting. So, yeah, I prefer to be however else I look. So that's yeah. That's really the answer for it. Nothing too exciting. Yeah. And I used to change what I looked like all the time when I was a kid anyway, so, yeah. It was cool. Yeah.
Well, fair enough. I mean, if it makes you happier, then I guess go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but yeah, and change my appearance is fun. I can do that. I used to do that a lot whenever I was traveling places, so, that was, yeah. Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. You look however you want to look. It doesn't matter to me how other people look, just how they act, and you act well enough, so I like you regardless of how you look.
Well, that makes me very happy to hear, Caius. You seem to think a lot of me, so I really appreciate that. I wanted to thank you again for being so cool about everything. Yeah, it's good. And because I think you're a very good person, so it means a lot that you think I am. It makes me want to become a better person, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know you're pretty busy with your book stuff at the moment, but I don't have as much planned. I've got to try and get used to the armor stuff, so if we're doing training tomorrow, that'd be great. I've got some things I want to try out, and trying to think of some good plans. But yeah, well, I guess because I've got a bit more free time than you do, I was thinking while I'm here I could do some research of my own when I'm not going to try to get better at stuff. And this is kind of awkward. I'm asking you this again while we're having lunch. You don't have to do it now, or I know it's not great for you, but did you want to tell me a bit more about Ravenna and what happened, so I can try to help with that?
I've been thinking about that, actually. Mainly about what Neumann said a couple of days ago, where he said we shouldn't sort of hide things, and I think it might... I don't know if it doesn't really affect anyone, but it might be good to tell everyone what's going on. Instead of... I've just told you a little bit about what happened, and I told Ross a little bit, but and that's about it. It might be a good idea to tell everyone, just so that, well, I don't know, we can open up the doors so that other people can talk if they want to.
Do you think it would help you to tell everyone about that, or you just...
I don't know. I really don't know, but at the moment, I haven't told very many people, and it hurts. So...
I can understand
may
that.
as well try something else.
Yeah, I mean, if not telling things hurts you, then it's good to tell it. If you don't think that it's going to hurt you more telling people, I guess. I can tell you that from experience.
Well, there's a very good way to find out, and I guess we should probably do that then.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. We can do that. Well, what you want to do? Yeah, that'll be good. And yeah, again, if there's anything I can do, or if you just want to talk about anything, I'd like to listen.
Thank you. That's helpful. I know I haven't really taken you up on that, but no, Neumann has gotten through to me, so I will be talking to everyone about whatever they want to know, I guess.
Good. Well, Neumann's a very good person, so he has some good suggestions sometimes. I don't know about all the time, but sometimes. Yeah. That's probably a good idea. If it feels bad keeping that all inside, it's good to let it out. Yeah. So I know I don't know if it felt good telling you and Neumann about the thing yesterday, but like it was something. So it's good to have told people, I guess, after a long time. So I hope the same thing will feel good for you. Better, I mean, yes.
I hope that as well, I guess. Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, I guess, like, I know it's a difficult subject, obviously, because it is important to you, and that's tough, and then the thing with your paw as well. You really look like... I've noticed you really, like, even when you say that, like, they kind of bully you a little bit sometimes, but it's all in good fun. Like, you really look up to your family a lot, I've noticed. You talk about them a lot.
I do. They when I was growing up, I mean, obviously we all had our pranks and everything, but they protected me the same way that I'm trying to protect you all. So that's... I don't know. I guess they were there for me when no one else was, and now I want to try and return the favor, if not to them, then to everyone else that I meet.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think showing your care for someone by wanting to protect them is... I can get that. And especially if that's how your family have been to you. Did you hang out with your pa very much when you were a kid? Or I know you were a mercenary for quite some time away from your family.
Yes, no, not a lot of my adult life was spent with my father, or for most of my family, really. But growing up, I did spend probably the most amount of time with my father. He taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. It's odd. I miss him. I really do, more than anything. But I don't know if I'm sad anymore. Because I think I'm happy that I did get to spend as much time as I could with him. And while obviously I wish it was longer, I've been alerted to the fact quite recently that some people get not that long at all with their parents. So I think it's good to be happy with the time that you have.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good way of looking at it. I think no matter how long or how short a time you spend with someone, if it's a good time, it's a time to look fondly back on. And yeah, I think that's really good. And I'm sure your dad would be very proud of you. And yeah, I don't know. What did you guys train together when you were a kid, or was it you just kind of around him?
Well, he was obviously very busy, but we did get to do a little bit of training. When he obviously wanted me to get into magic when I was quite young, the same as all my sisters and every generation before me. But anyway, when he realized that magic life was probably not fit for me, he spent a lot of time trying to figure out what would work for me, and we did a little bit of training as well. He was a fairly accomplished swordsmith as well, or swordmaster as well, so we did a little bit of sword play, and he actually helped me build the training facility in the backyard that we used.
Oh wow!
When
that's really cool.
Anya shot Ross. Anyway,
yeah.
But no, so we did a little bit of that, and then he paid for everything with the military academy, and got me in and kept me in after I did a little bit of damage to the place. Which I do want to just point out, there were the building was very old. There were a lot of structural issues with it long before I got there. I just sort of finished it off. If
Buildings
anything,
fall apart all the time.
Exactly. If anything, I helped because there was no one else really in there at the time. And what happened if there was a class in there or something? Like I like to think that I saved a lot of people that day by destroying half of a tower. Military academy.
That's fair. And your dad bankrolled most of your enrollment at the academy, did he?
Yes. No, the family paid for everything, which...
I'm sure the academy will fine with you then.
Well, they seem to be that way.
And
they kept me in for as long as they could. So.
Well, it obviously did a good job because you're a good fighter, so it's good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I'm glad that you did have a good... I don't know, when I first met you, when we were talking about your magic on the ship, I got worried, I guess, I think. Well, actually, funnily enough, when you were first talking about your magic, I actually thought we had the same problem. But
right.
yeah, which was that was funny. But yeah, I thought I can get feeling bad about how you grow up and how the things you do and stuff like that. So I was worried that when you were first talking about it, that your family weren't too nice to you. But I can see now that you have a really strong connection with them, and I think that's really good. And I think if you like them protecting you, that's what you like, and you want to protect other people. But like the thing that happened with your paw, it's not something you could control. Like, I don't know, even with the thing with Ravenna, yeah, I don't know. I think, well, I know, I kind of grew up, I still do that a lot, blaming myself a lot for a lot of things, because most of the time, they are my fault. But I know that kind of shadow that can kind of sit over you with everything you do if you think of a way that you have to be. For me, I think I have to behave a certain way to kind of get people to like me, or at least deal with being around me for a little while. And I know that's not the same thing for you, but all I'm saying is I think sometimes you don't have to be so hard on yourself. No matter how bad a person you think you are, yeah, I think you're a good person, and you think I'm a good person, and that was a big surprise to me. So I don't actually know what I'm saying now. This is a good lunch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking a lot again. I will stop that.
That's okay. I think talking is fine. Maybe not as much because my food is getting cold. But
no.
Yes, no, I think talking is very healthy, and we should do it more as individuals and as a group because it will help. Apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you're comfortable talking with people about that.
We'll find out.
Yeah, hopefully it goes well. Cool. Fun chat.
Yes. Well, this meat is delicious. And we keep eating.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah, Anya, Ross, Neumann, anything you guys are doing at this point in time?
Well, once we're back at the tavern, Ross is gonna look at Anya to kind of gauge if we're gonna do anything else, or if she can go up to the room and work out what she's been sent.
Anya, sort of seeing Ross just waiting, she's like, "Oh, sorry, did I not tell you about the second 10K run?"
Anya, please. I will not
joking.
yes and.
I'm joking. You can go take a rest. It's fine.
Good, thank you. Let me know when we want to go to Karas, and I can do the. Yes.
Yes, just prepare what you will need. I don't know when Rook will get there. Sorry, that's going to be a hard thing for me, my brain, to deal with. I'm not sure. We might have to spend the night, so just anything you need for just one night, and that will be fine.
Okay, because I think, we've been doing a lot, and I think I do have enough magic I could get us back, like, right away if we needed to, but if we don't know when Rook's getting there,
I don't think she will be long, and by tomorrow I will be able to use the sending stone again, so...
Right, so we might go tomorrow? Just let me know when we want to go. I will be ready.
No, we will be going today, but if she is not there, I will sending stone her tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Just prepare yourself. Go rest. It's fine. I will come find you.
Yep. Cool. And she's gonna run up the stairs to the girls' room and look at what the Concord sent her. After she takes off her shoes and her jacket and just like breathes for a second, just.
Okay, so it's mostly just components. Things that
Components
well, basically any combat spell that you have picked up recently.
Okay.
Yeah. But there is one additional thing in there that you don't recognize as being associated with any given spell. Is a small ring with a shield type top to it, and on the shield is the insignia of the Concord.
Does she know the significance of this?
She does not.
So it's not like high-level people at the Concord wear this. It's just
no. There seems to be some sort of magical energy coming off of it.
She puts it on.
Okay.
And she's gonna put it on her right ring finger.
Okay.
Next to her ring of water walking.
Roll me just an Arcana check, please.
That's not
Because
great.
you don't have identify, do you?
I do not. My Arcana is very good. That's a 21.
21. Yeah, so you spend a bit of time kind of, once you've put the ring on, focusing on it. And you kind of come to be familiar with it. You should be able to find and add to your inventory.
Oh ho ho. Let me refresh my page.
Well, it's not in your inventory yet. So you might have you search for it. I'll just double check what I've actually called it. It is the Ring of Shield.
Okay.
So basically,
There it is.
Yes.
Hello, friend.
So basically what this does is it just has 3 charges on it, and you can expend 1 charge as a reaction to cast the shield spell.
Hey.
Just to buff your AC a bit when you need it. It's not going to do much over the course of a full day, but might keep you out of a tricky situation.
She kind of, oh goodness, knocks everything over. She analyzes it. You know, she does spend all that time thinking about it. And then when she realizes, she just kind of like sits up straight and looks a little confused. And just kind of sits, because she's sitting on the bed, she kind of sits back and looks at it. Huh. Guess they do want to keep me around. Okay. Then she's gonna start sorting out her components, which, as you have said, are just for all the spells she's picked up in the latest level up, and also for the stuff she has swapped for other spells.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just kind of. Okay. Then she's going to read her book, I guess. But just keep looking at the ring occasionally.
Okay. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
All right.
Yeah.
No one died.
Yeah, bit of a short one this week, but that happens sometimes when you go on a few weeks of downtime.
True.
But things will pick up soon. But yeah, you just
Don't
licking
like
the
that.
wounds, calm before the storm, all that jazz.
Don't
Fine.
like
Chill time's
that.
fine. A jog, some construction work, and a lunch are a great combo of things. No dragons.
Still got those earrings to give out.
Yeah, well, that's the following morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta pick them up tomorrow. We still gotta
Yeah.
go to
We'll
Kura.
cover all that. Yeah.
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 The following day.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Fun times.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Thank you all very much for
Bye.
listening.
Bye.
My sister's also started growing their own catnip, so he has blazed out of his mind
happy
right now.
boy. Maybe we can get that for Neumann.
Yeah.
He'll
Oh,
start
God.
operating at hyperspeed. It'll be the
equivalent of a haste potion.
Yeah.
It's like, I
It's
can
like,
make
this is
like
meant
so many things all at once. I have so many ideas in my head now. After reading my nerd romance novel.
That was so cute and clever. Like, relationships are puzzles and you have to solve them. I thought that was so cool.
I don't know.
I was thinking at the time, like, this feels like a very ace approach to, like,
Very
relationships.
cute. I'll be back in a
Yeah.
sec, guys.
Just like, it's just a puzzle to
puzzles.
be solved.
Is it not?
It's just a complicated friendship.
Yeah. It's just friendship with extra steps.